Hello and welcome to the Virtual Assistant Bootcamp. My name is Banke and today we're going to start off with Introduction to Virtual Assistants. So you're here already. I know you might have some idea about virtual assistant and who a virtual assistant is, but I like to lay some foundation, so let's just get started, okay? So basically, we're going to be talking about who a virtual assistant is, the types of virtual assistants we have, and what services you should offer as a virtual assistant. These steps are important if we're going to set the right foundation for our virtual assistant business. And of course, we have activities all the time. For every single module, there is an activity. Right, great. So let's get started. Who is a virtual assistant? Now, a virtual assistant is a professional who renders any business-related service to small business owners remotely. Now, the key word here is professional services, right, and remotely. The fact that you are a VA does not mean you should render shoddy services. It doesn't mean your services are should be below standard. You are a professional. You're expected to render professional services, right? The difference between you and the 9 to 5 person is your choice of a workplace. So you work remotely, you're not mandated to resume at an office in order to carry out your duties. Now, a virtual assistant, in other words, is someone who works off-site and is not mandated to resume at an office. Someone who works off-site and is not mandated to resume at an office. I'm sorry, my apologies for the typo there. So as a matter of fact, I have only met a handful of my clients till date. It's a virtual business relationship. So FaceTime, Zoom, Skype are the only way you will meet most of your clientele, and that's a fact. So as a virtual assistant, because you work remotely, it gives you the opportunity to work with people from all over the world, okay? And so you might never ever meet any of them. I have been a VA for over 3 years, and I haven't met a lot of my clients, probably 5 or so of them. And it actually happened because we were in the same vicinity and there was an event. So a lot of times your Zoom meetings or your Skype meetings or your FaceTime is the only way you will be communicating with your clients, okay? Because it's a virtual relationship. That's one very, very important reason why some people become virtual assistants these days. You want to be able to choose your workplace. You want to be able to work from the comfort of your home and at your own pace, right? So one other thing I need you to know is that a virtual assistant is aware of many hats to many businesses, more often startups or SMEs. Now, the virtual assistant is increasingly becoming popular, but it is still a relatively untapped market because a lot of angles keep coming up. A lot of services keep coming up that virtual assistants could render that they couldn't do 2, 3 years ago. Right? We'll talk about that in the next chapter. So a virtual assistant is important to a lot of businesses because hiring a virtual assistant means that their overhead is not that high. Okay, so they do not have to pay you employee benefits like paid vacations, health benefits, and all the other benefits that people who are in paid employment get. So why I am mentioning this is that in my history, in my time as a coach, I realized that a lot of VAs position themselves as uh, employees. You are not. You're a business owner. You are an independent contractor. Okay. What you're doing is offering a service on behalf of a client or to a client, right? Because they can't do it or they do not have the manpower to do it. And you know how to do this thing. So you are running a business. You are your own boss. You need to own up and know from the word go that you need to run your business like the CEO, okay? That you are. Come back. Types of virtual assistants. There are different types of virtual assistants, but they can be generally divided into 3 major categories. You have the administrative virtual assistants, the marketing virtual assistants, and the tech virtual assistants. Now, before now, I used to categorize them into two, which was just the administrative VAs and the marketing VAs. But now I have included the tech VAs. If you remember from the last lesson, I mentioned that things keep coming up, like it keeps evolving. And a lot of technical support that a lot of businesses need, people who could render such support were people who were employed by companies who could afford to pay them. But right now, you have a lot more people, a lot more virtual assistants who are getting trained to become tech VAs, and they are offering tech support services from the comfort of their home. So we're going to look at them individually. The administrative VA, the marketing VA, and the tech VA. Now, the admin VA, let's talk about the admin VA. The administrative services or supports are the most popular and most sought after VA services. There is always a huge demand for office and personal assistants, but a lot of SMEs are reluctant to hire permanent staff. So they go for the VAs. And every business that exists on the planet Earth um, needs administrative support in one way or the other. But not every one of them needs tech support. That is why I said administrative support is like the most sought after and the most popular VA service that exists. But then that comes with um, the issues that come with being popular and being sought after. Is that you have every Tom, Dick, and Harry claiming they are admin fees, and so the rates are lower, the pay is lower for admin VAs, and getting someone to hire you is a lot tougher. Okay, as an admin VA, I just needed to state that. Right. So here are some tasks. If you're wondering, you're probably wondering what kind of VA you are. If you can handle any of these tasks, then this is what you should call yourself. Um, Email management. That means you manage email inboxes for people, especially a lot of business owners have more than one email account. Okay. And you can get so overwhelmed with work and all the other gazillion subscriptions that you have. Now you don't have the time to manage your email. I personally have that issue. I have 3,000 unread emails on currently in my inbox. Let's not even talk about the ones that are in the promotional folder on Gmail. Okay. So if people need email management from time to time. So if you're smart about it, you know how to use the appropriate software to manage emails, then you can render this service. You can also schedule appointments on behalf of your clients, or just keep your clients on their toes and ensure that they meet up with the appointments that they have for the day. You can also transcribe meetings. You can also manage calendar, manage travel and trips for your clients, set up their travel details and their itinerary, book the ticket, ensure that everything goes smoothly, or you can also render customer services. This is another aspect that works very well, because a lot of businesses have customer care lines and support lines where their clients can send messages if they need help, or they have issues, or if they have questions, right? So you can actually help by managing you can also help by rendering customer service support. So you can respond to those phone calls, or you can respond to the emails, okay, so that your clients don't have to do that. Right, so these are just a few administrative support tasks that we have. Okay, so the marketing VA helps with the execution of the marketing plan of their client. Everybody has a marketing plan, and marketing VAs help to execute those plans. Okay, so basically, here are some marketing tasks that marketing VAs handle. So you run ads and campaigns. You see some people and they say they're digital marketers. That is what they do. This is what they do. Okay, so they help you run ads, help you run campaigns online, probably on Google, Instagram, Facebook, and every other online platform to run ads. Okay, those people too are VAs. You can also create blog posts and newsletters. If you're a very proficient writer, you know how to write. You can actually write blog posts and newsletters on behalf of your clients. So if you find any business owner that knows what he or she is doing, they would be involved in email marketing in one way or the other. So they might need newsletters, or a lot of them just come up with content that they give to their clients or their subscribers or their followers, right? So you can also handle email marketing for your clients, okay? Then you can also manage social media pages. So when you see social media managers, they fall under the category of marketing VAs, because essentially you're managing the social media platform of your clients to sell their products or sell their services or sell their brands or whatever um, is appropriate for whoever you're promoting. So when you create social media accounts and manage them on all the social media platforms that we have in the world right now, and you're a social media manager, essentially you're also a marketing virtual assistant. Okay, so the third one is the tech VA. Now, the tech VA helps with all the technical aspects of running a business. So, from course uploads to web designs, anything that is remotely technical in nature, a tech VA responds to this. Now, until about 2 years ago, the tech VA wasn't something that a lot of people were aware of, because people who needed real tech support usually spent money on hiring people who do that for them. So, but recently, in the last few years, in the last 24 to 18 to 24 months, a lot of people have gotten trained and can render these services from the comfort of their home. Funny enough, I have gone through all the levels. I started as a social media manager, which is um, the marketing VA. But then at the time, I I had a couple of clients, and I needed to hit my income goals. So I had somebody who needed an admin VA, and I signed up, and I booked her rather, and I'm saying this because I want you to know the reason why you should pick your service from scratch. Okay, you can experience burnout if you are unsure of what you're doing. I need you to know that you cannot be both an admin VA, a marketing VA, and a tech VA at the same time, right? If I see people on social media who say they can do and list all those things, I just walk away, because personally I know that it is impossible to effectively render services in all these aspects. And so you need to make a choice, okay? So I'll talk about that at a later time. Here are some tech hacks, like creating and maintaining websites. The websites could be WordPress, Squarespace, Wix websites. Okay, you can also create sales pages and landing pages on these websites, or some email marketing platforms for email marketing. They have the option of you creating landing pages. Now, in order to be able to create proper landing pages, you need to have some tech knowledge. Okay, so setting up auto email responders too requires some tech knowledge. Now, search engine optimization is very important if you want people to be able to find you, especially if you have a website, right? Um, you need to optimize your search engine results. Okay, so this is tech in nature, and people who do this remotely fall under tech VAs. Other aspects could be setting up courses for content creator and coaches. For instance, this course I had to set it up, it was a little technical. Okay, so those are like the different things that tech VAs could do for you. Okay, so the next class, we're going to be talking about we're going to talk about what service you should offer based on the three different types of VAs that we have spoken about. Is extremely wide, and I cannot just be a VA. I have to choose the type of VA that I'm going to be. If I'm going to be an effective VA, if I'm going to be a VA who makes the money that she's looking for without the burnout that comes from um, being unsure, okay, and being a jack or a Jill of all trades, right? So now it's time to choose your service, and I'm going to talk about how to choose what kind of service to offer. So offering a virtual assistant service is largely determined by three major things. One, the skills you naturally possess, the skills you have developed over the years, and the skills you're willing to acquire via training. And I am going to talk about them in details. Now, I need to tell you that you should not offer a service you are unfamiliar with or suck at. Your job is to make the life of your client easier and not to complicate it. And so because I have said administrative support VAs don't earn that much, doesn't mean you shouldn't be one if that is where your strengths lie. Okay, so number one, the skills you naturally possess would be: what skills were you born with? What talents were you born with? You can choose to render your services based on those talents. So if you're a born marketer who could actually sell snow to an Eskimo, to an Eskimo, I hope I'm right about that. That's what they're called, right? If you can do that, then you need to be in marketing, okay? Or if you're the type that is natural, has the talent to naturally organize people. When you get to a place, the first thing you do is organize the place, organize the people, put things in place, and put systems in place. Then you're an administrative support staff, okay? So you can choose to harness the skills you naturally possess and offer those services. That's number one. Number two, you can choose the skills that you have developed over the years. So you have worked as you have worked with somebody who manages emails, for instance, or you have worked in an organization as a secretary for years. Then it is just natural that you already have those skills. So rendering administrative support services is like will be a breeze to you because you already have those skills. You have groomed yourself in those particular skills over the years, okay? Or you are someone who has worked with a computer, or somebody who designs websites, for instance, okay? So you already know your way around the back office of a website. You know how to do, create a couple of things. Even if you can't create a full website, you might want to go into tech virtual assistants because you already know your way around. It's just going to take you a little to get started. Or you have worked with probably an event management company in the past, okay, as an event director or something. Definitely administrative support services would be great for you because you can manage your client's itinerary, you can create schedules and all that. Or if you were a secretary, I already mentioned that, right? But you could also transcribe meetings if you have great skills at that. So those are just a few examples of the skills that you have developed over the years that can determine what kind of virtual assistant that you eventually become, right? Now, the third one is the skills you are willing to acquire via training. So, for instance, I told you I started as an administrative support VA, and then I started as a social media manager, which is a marketing VA. Along the line, I dabbled and added administrative support VA to it. But right now, I'm essentially a tech VA, though I still have some social media marketing clients because I've been doing it for years. But right now, in order to become a tech VA, I had to take courses. I had to get trained, okay, to be able to offer the service that I currently offer to coaches and content creators. So that's the skill that I'm willing to acquire via training, okay, because it's a service that I want to offer. So those are the three major things that will determine if you become an admin VA or you become a marketing VA or a tech virtual assistant, okay? Very, very important. Now, I need to state categorically that it is not uncommon to offer more than one service. You can, however, create a bouquet of services to offer, especially if they are complementary. So, for instance, administrative support VA, you would have noticed you had calendar management, you had, there was a time we had calendar management, we had scheduling appointments, then we had travel and tours. Those are like siblings, if I can use that word. They are complementary. Okay, so you can offer those services together. because their processes are not very different. They don't require processes that are too different from each other. Okay, so the example is even here. Can offer email, calendar, and travel management services. Basically because they are complementary and they will use the same kind of software and the same kind of processes. And so you are not running from pillar to post trying to manage your to render your services. Remember that you're a professional. You're supposed to render top-notch service. Your service should even be better than the services of people who work uh, who are hired to work 9 to 5. Okay, so basically you can always create a bouquet of services. Right now, like I told you, I render social media management services, but to content creators and to coaches. Okay, so what happens is I can help you set up your website, set up your landing pages, all the tech support that you need, but I can also help you with your social media so that everything is in sync. Okay, so that's a bouquet of services because they are complementary, they work hand in hand, and I don't have to go from pillar to post to get my job done.